Welcome everyone. This question is very interesting, and when we just finish the discussions, obviously you just revise or learn something new. The question is, to person manage to push a motor car of mass 1200 kg, okay, at a uniform velocity along a leveled road, okay. The same motor car can be pushed by three persons to produce an acceleration of 0.2 meter per second square. With what force does each person pushes the motor car? Option A is 100 Newton, option B is 200 Newton, option C is 240 Newton, and option D is 300 Newton. So the first line basically says us one information, that is here let us say this is the level road, and let us say this is the motor car, okay, this is the motor car, okay. Two persons are applying the force on it, and let us say these two forces both are capital F, okay. Now what will happen? The mass of the motor car is given, obviously the mass of the motor car, that is the capital M, and that is 1200 kg, and these two persons somehow manage to move the car with uniform velocity. That means the acceleration is zero. And if the acceleration is zero, so we can say whatever be the force that is acting from right to left, that is 2F, okay, and the force acting on the opposite direction, which you can say as a frictional force, these two forces somehow manage each other, balances each other, equalizes each other, such the resultant force is zero, and the car is able to move with the uniform velocity, no acceleration. That means the resultant force, what we can say, the resultant is zero here. Resultant force is zero here, okay. So resultant force is zero here, and basically it is the particular case what we discussed in Newton's first law. If no external forces acts on that means here the no resultant force, no external forces acts on the car, the force which is acted to move the car from left to right is completely used off in overcoming the effect of friction. Yes, it is possible, because the mass of the car is 1200 kg. So if you consider the value of the G is 10 meter per second square, so 1000 this much of Newton force that is acting, okay, that is force is acting mg, and if you multiply the coefficient of friction, obviously each and every road has some coefficient of friction, and let us say that is constant throughout this motion, okay. So the frictional force is large enough here, because the car is very heavy. So the total force A plus F2F, which is acting in the left to right, acting from left to right, is completely balanced by the frictional force. So that's why it is moving with uniform velocity. Very important observation, very important understanding. The same motor car can be pushed by three persons to produce an acceleration of 0.2 meter per second square. Now if another one person, let me draw here, if another one person when starts pushing it, okay, when start pushing it, then the force becomes 3F, okay. Frictional force is still there, the kinetic frictional force, and that does not we can say increases, that remains constant throughout the motion. So, and the kinetic frictional forces we can say 2F, okay, what you have understood from the previous line. So 3F force is acting from left to right, 2F force is acting from right to left. So the resultant force is acting from left to right, and that is only F. And due to this force, the car is moving with an acceleration 0.2 meter per second square. So can we write down that capital F equal to mass into acceleration, mass of the car multiplied by the acceleration of the car, where capital F is a resultant force. Okay. So what is the mass of the car? Mass of the car is 1200 kg. What is the acceleration of the car? That is 0.2. 0.2. If I do this product, that will be 2400. A point is there, this 0 cancels out, so the force is 240 Newton. So that is the force which is provided by the third person, and the same force is provided by each of the person, the first person, the second person, the third person. So we can say somehow here, when the case 1, in this case 1, okay, in this case 1, 480 Newton force is acting, 480 Newton force is acting, okay, from left to right, and the frictional force is also 480 Newton. So the resultant force is 0, acceleration is 0, so the car is moving with uniform velocity. Okay. Now obviously when the three persons are moving, try to move the car, now it is moving with an acceleration, and that acceleration is 0.2 meter per second square. And now the force which is acting from left to right, it is 24 into 3, that is 720 Newton. And the force which is acting on the right to left, which is the friction, actually that is 480 Newton. Okay, and the resultant force from left to right, that is 720 minus 480, that is 240 Newton. And 240 Newton can generate the acceleration 0.2 meter per second square. So here the option C is the correct option. Thank you all of you.